Welcome to Women in Business, our interview series where we sit down with the founders, the creatives, the leaders, the risk takers, and they're sharing their stories behind their success, the wins, the lessons learned, and what it truly takes to build something of your own. Today's guest is Lauren Broussard. Lauren has been in the creative community here in Biloxi since she was a child. She is a voice coach. She's a professional singer. She is a master cosmetologist and a barber. She opened her barber shop almost 6 years ago right here in historic downtown Biloxi. So let's get into her lessons that she's learned, the opportunities that she took, and how it's all come together to the shop that she has today. Without further ado, let me introduce you to my friend, my fellow downtown business owner, Lauren Broussard.
Hey guys.
So Lauren, tell us about little girl Lauren. Where did this creativity get started with your entertainment industry, and how that transitioned into the beauty industry, and then how you transitioned into specializing with men?
I love it. So I was born and raised here in Biloxi, and I fell in love with performing arts very young. My family knew that I needed something. I needed an outlet. I was singing all the time, dancing all the time. I needed something to do. So I was put into shows, Gulfport Little Theater, Center Stage, Sanger, Biloxi Little Theater here. I drove out so much energy doing the performing arts with the theater, and learned so much about costumes, learned so much about stage presence, all kinds of things, where I ended up going to University of South Alabama and got a major there. I got a BFA in performance. And from there, I used my voice for a career. I sang through the casinos. I worked in Vegas for a few years, worked out in Atlanta, and Atlanta got me about 10 years of performance there. And that's where I was like, there's a lot of really cool schools here. I've got Paul Mitchell Asani. So why don't I try to dig a little bit deeper in the hair industry and go to one of the best schools that was around? And I did, and I fell in love with it. So from doing performance, from doing costumes, hair, wig, stage presence, I said, let's go see if I can dig a little bit deeper into hair. And I did. I went to Paul Mitchell, and it was fantastic. So that's where I got my master's of cosmetology.
Wonderful. And so you started out with Masters of Cosmetology. You have this colorful background in the creative arts, which I also did theater when I was a kid. And one of my favorites, we did the play Annie, and my mother was Miss Hannigan.
I love it.
And I was lucky enough to have a very creative mother.
Yes.
And so I understand what you're saying when you're talking about how that creative is planting that creative seed in a small mind. And with costumes, going to the different shops and taking a piece of one thing and a piece of another. And so it just already gets that creative thinking and the thinking outside of the box.
Absolutely.
Which I feel like really transitions well into your industry, because I'm sure you've had clients that came in with hair that needed fixed. I'm sure that you've had a lot of situations where somebody maybe didn't quite know what they needed or what they wanted. And you're able to say, okay, this is the shape of your face, this is the texture of your hair, this is the color we're going to work with, and then just kind of hone it in and give them a realistic outlook of what the transition is going to be like for one style of hair to another. When was the transition into serving men? And that's a male-dominated industry. You're one of the very few lady barbers out there.
Yeah.
And what was the transition in your personal confidence, knowing, okay, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm excelling?
Oh, I love that. So when I graduated from Paul Mitchell, it was such a high industry. There was so much happening in Atlanta. You had extensions, you had color, you had funky hairstyles that were really, really unique. So it was a little bit of a stronger field to find your spot, to get in there and actually have a opportunity to compete. I was working at salons. I knew as soon as I graduated, I needed to get around people that knew what they were doing, people that knew that they were dedicated to this craft. I wanted to be around people that had a whole goal. Atlanta was amazing when it came to goals. There was resources around you constantly where if you had an idea, there was 5 options for you to go through to get it. And so I knew I wanted to be around girls my age making 6 figures.
Okay.
I didn't care what it looked like. I wanted to be by them. I wanted to see them. I wanted to see that their confidence in their workplace and what they were doing to deliver that.
And what opportunities they were capitalizing on.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like you kind of can get a base idea, and then the education was readily available for you to kind of hone on it.
Kind of. It was more of a world there where I was trying to go into the cosmetology world. So I assisted some very amazing high-end stylists for about 3 years and figured out where I wanted to fit in. And through being in those high-end salons and watching the girls, every single time a man or a child walked into the salon, everybody ran. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know how to do it. They were scared they were going to mess up. They were scared that they've been working on women's hair for years and years and years, and they didn't know how to cut men's hair. And I was like, wait a second. That's what I'm about to do.
That's it.
The only way that I can even fit in the same room with these people that have been cutting hair for 40 years is to do something that they're not doing.
Yeah.
And so.
And that was your opportunity, and you knew it.
And I knew it.
You saw it.
Yeah.
You saw that opportunity, and it clicked.
Yes. And then as I began telling people about it, even more of them saying, you know, that's not quite a woman's industry. That's not quite where I see you. And I would just be like, no, that makes it even better. So what am I going to do? If I'm going into this into a career it's male dominant mostly, what do I have to do? I have to educate myself. I have to know what I'm talking about. So starting to do what you said, find the resources, educate about clipper cuts, scissor cuts, having that cosmetology background with it, I was able to give men a haircut in 30 minutes, in less time that I was sitting for hours working in a salon. And that was a wonderful experience. But knowing that I could go further and create something powerful by being a woman in this industry, by something people didn't want to do, it ended up being something that I absolutely loved. Men get a haircut and it changes them. It just, I can bring out an energy. I can bring out a strength in somebody in 30 minutes just by giving them a fresh haircut. And so that power, that knowledge really pushed me to say, wait a second, I can bring the passion side of my performing arts to the hair side of barbering and create an atmosphere where people are leaving feeling changed in 30 minutes. And so that's where I just dug deep. I surrounded myself by high-end barbers, decided to go ahead and go back to school and get additional hours to get a barber license, because they were separate and they still are. And just, I don't know, I've loved every step of the way. It's so interesting to be a part of
I
these
love
lives.
what you just said there, where you were able to take that creative passion and blend it together, because that's where we always talk about experience.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. When we talk about, as the manager, as the hiring person, that's what we're looking for when we talk about experience, is being able to bring in other knowledge from a different point of view.
Absolutely.
And being able to blend it together and then do something even better with it.
Yeah.
I love how you put that
Thanks.
too.
Well, and it's your world, how you create it. And I think so many times we're trying to fit a triangle into a square, you know?
Yes.
We're literally trying to be what the rest of the world wants us to be. And if you just say, what do I like? What do I like about the arts that I do? What do I like about this career? What do I not like? I don't like people knocking themselves down, you know? I can't stand it. And I know you know with...
I do in the beauty industry, and I tell you something I have in my back pocket, because it hurts me
Oh my God.
to hear someone talk so negatively about themselves and self-confidence. It's a learned behavior.
Yeah,
it is. And so my back pocket statement is, stop talking about my new friend that way.
I love that.
and it's funny, but it also is real, and I mean it.
Right.
And people know it too.
Absolutely.
And then it's almost like it clicks. It's like, maybe I'm being a little hard on myself. It's like, yeah, you are.
It is. And even with some of the weaknesses that a lot of my male clients have, where either they're having thinning hair, or they have beards that won't grow in, and these things that like they can't change overnight. Showing them, hey, why don't we go in a little bit, you have this great feature. Instead of doing a full beard, why don't we do a goatee? Instead of trying to have this coiffed hairstyle, why don't we make these sides really clean? And I have to remind them, women love clean.
Oh, yes, women love clean.
We don't care.
Shiny, polished, clean.
We like clean. You look clean, we like it.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with, clothes as well. It's like when you feel clean, put together, and you're showing off your best side, it just brings out so much in people, and I absolutely love it.
I do too.
Even like we were talking about earlier, having a client that doesn't really know what they want.
Yes.
And getting something done someplace else and realizing that's not what they wanted. And so that, I think, educating, like, you are the educator when it comes to helping somebody figure out what they want. Maybe they said exactly what they wanted to the previous stylist. And I hate trying to knock other stylists. I think that people work super hard to try to read minds of our clients. It's so hard to read their mind. But breaking it down and saying, what didn't you like? What should we do more? What did you like?
Yeah.
Did you like how this brought around in your face more? Did you like how you had kind of a trendier cut by having a fade on the side? Where can we bring that out?
I feel like haircuts are also a form of art.
Absolutely.
And everyone interprets that art differently. And so I like what you're saying with these specific questions, like, what exactly do you like? What exactly did you not like?
Right.
And when that doesn't work, do you show pictures?
Oh,
How do you? Okay.
We're all visual learners. We all see something and we say, that's what I'm trying to express. It's amazing how hard it is for people to get out what they're trying to say.
Oh, sure.
So if you have a look, I would, back at school, we used to have a lookbook, but that, I even think just getting right on the phone and saying, okay, I'm going to type in a faded, men over 40 fade, gray hair blend. I'm just going to type it in and say, do you like this part or do you like this part? So we like this, but we like this. But you hate in the morning when you're brushing it to the side and this cowlick does this. So why don't you
go with it?
You go with it and you make it theirs. Make it their own unique cut. And so I think that whenever you're a stylist or a barber or anything in the beauty industry, it's fine. Get them to make the choice. Offer them options, and say, would you like the blue? Would you like the red?
Ultimately, you're wearing it.
You're wearing it and you're picking it. And if they say, oh, what do you think I would look like this? Say, okay, first, always, people want to feel comfortable in that situation. So you're going to go ahead and give them some facts. Hey, you've got a fantastic smile. Why don't we not cover it up with the beard? Okay.
Love that.
Why don't we emphasize it a little bit and bring down a little bit more fade closer to the jaw? What do you know as the stylist, the educator, that's going to emphasize their features?
Yeah, and then the different shapes.
Oh, yeah.
And you've seen how a 5 o'clock shadow beard versus a full beard's going to look. And so you're able to give them that education based on their jawline or their bone structure and how that works. I love how you're able to blend that in. And then, because you're not just giving them a haircut, you're giving them some education too. You know?
And like, even maybe they don't have something. Like, I've had gentlemen that their profile is a little bit, their chin kind of doesn't give them as strong of a masculine look. So what are we going to do? We're going to grow it out. We're going to give you that silhouette. So I think ultimately it's just, making people feel as comfortable as they can in the beauty that they already have.
Yes.
Bringing out their natural, just their enhancements. From doing makeup and styling, the shape is huge.
Oh, shape is huge.
So trying to like lift up in places. Our shorter women, we love cutting women's pixie cuts. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. They want to look lifted. We all want to look lifted, right?
Yeah.
So bringing all of it up.
Bringing it up.
So it's fun. It really
it.
is fun. And I think that when you find the enjoyment of like, this person came in with an issue, how are we going to help? How are we going to help? We can't solve, but I sure can make you see the better side. So
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So Lauren, you've taken all of this knowledge, you're steady on your feet, you're ready for the next step, and you made the decision to open your own barbershop. And you've been in business going on 6 years now. Incredible, right here in historic downtown Biloxi. You have a beautiful shop that you did your build out yourself. You maintained a lot of the integrity in the building. The building's from 1920s. You took shelves out of an existing closet and made a masterpiece artwork. Like, again, with your creativity and blending it together with what you're doing in that moment.
Yeah.
So you found this opportunity to have your own spot and you took it. So tell me about, when did you know that you were ready?
Yeah.
And then you ran it for quite some time, just you.
Yes.
And now you have 3 barbers working underneath you.
Yes.
So let's talk about how you made that transition. When did you know that you were confident enough to pursue opening your own shop?
I love that. I spent a few years on the coast working under barbers and really watching how to perfect the skill. I always giggle because I told people that I've learned to shave by a one-eyed barber with Parkinson's. And I did. And it was amazing. And he was so good. And he was so careful and just really focused
And
in
we're
on
talking about
shaving.
straight razor.
Straight
We're
razor
not
shaving.
talking about no electric razor.
No, amazing. He was so good. Oh, he was fantastic. And I had the pleasure of learning from him. So it took a while to really kind of figure out the art of barbering. Barbering is so cool. It's amazing. The history of it, way back in the day, we were literally medical advisors. You could come get your teeth cleaned, taken out, and then we would do blood letting. Yeah,
Wow.
could you imagine? So that's what the barber pole red and white stripes are. It's the bandages. Isn't that cool?
Get out.
I know it. So you would get a haircut and a root canal.
You know
Thank
what? Men
God
are so
that doesn't
bad about
happen.
getting.
Yeah.
That's why they did it. So they would go to one stop shop. Honey, you need your teeth done, your hair done. I'm
Yeah.
going to the barber.
So thank God that we don't do anything like that anymore. God bless our medical industry, but I couldn't. So I really fell in love with the craft of it. And then COVID happened. And during COVID, I lost my father. And he was a beautiful influence in our lives. He was a beautiful man. And I needed an outlet. And I stumbled upon this precious space here. And my brothers needed an outlet too. So we decided to rent and just gut it out and turn it into this beautiful masterpiece.
Oh,
I
gosh, that
love
gives me
it.
chills.
I love the barbershop so much. I love it. It's such a peaceful place, and everybody that comes in is just like, we'll come by and just sit for a second, like even if we don't need a haircut. I say, come on, just take a minute and take a break, because there was a lot of love poured into that space. So luckily we had time to really bring out all these beautiful features that we have in this building. The beams, like you said, the shelves. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I had all this beautiful wood to work with. And my brothers are really fantastic with carpentry and artistry when it comes to creating the
Because it was a
environment.
vacant law office.
Oh, it had drop ceiling, shag carpet. I learned how to do so much. But it was so cool. And then all of a sudden we take down the sheetrock and there's brick behind it. So we really exposed a lot of its features. And I wanted it to have, yes, that masculine color palette. My sister helped me out with that so much. But at the same time, be more of a neutral, earthy kind of tone where anybody could come in,
Just a lot of
children,
balance.
women. Yeah, where it just has this kind of homey sense to
Yeah.
it, but very calming. So if you're ever around, please, if you would just pop in and see this beautiful building. It's absolutely gorgeous.
So, Lauren, you had your shop, you found this beautiful space, you created it with the love of your siblings, the drive of your father's death. I'm sure that was so therapeutic for all of you. And so here you are, you've started working, it's just you.
Right.
So you now have 3 barbers that work under you. So you have been very selective of who that you invited into that space.
Sure.
And so tell me about, as far as a manager side of, how did these barbers nail their interview? What was it about them that said, okay, you've got it, you've got the Broussard way?
I love that. The beauty industry is consistently growing and changing, right? It is constantly a new trend, something that is going to be brought forward in the latest magazine of men's health that people bring in and show us what they want. So the passion to keep educating yourself is huge in this industry. And I was blessed to have these girls coming right out of school where their drive was so, it's amazing to watch them. I've learned from them. And the consistency of always having more to show. They are very, very educated on how to actually do the service, but they're super, super motivated to keep learning. And I love that about them. I love that they each have their own story. And the same thing, growing up in a male-dominant industry just pushed them to bring out the beautiful side in their womanhood and say, hey, we can do this. It is so interesting. I've actually had, I kid you not, I've actually had men walk into the store and see that it's all women staff and say, y'all don't know how to cut hair, and leave. Just because we were women barbers. And so as stressful that is, there is a voice that you have to take that says, look, if we're not going to get angry, we're going to educate. This is our opportunity to show. This is our opportunity to show we know what we're doing, and we actually know how to do it better if you just give us a chance. And at the same time, you're not trying to change anybody's beliefs, but at the same time, you're trying to educate people. I mean, I grew up going to the barbershop to watch my dad get a haircut, and it was amazing. It was downtown, and he was actually deaf, and I thought it was so cool that this man could have an understanding of exactly how to cut this hair and not even be able to talk to each other. That was so cool to me. So to me, watching that, I can definitely figure out how to educate these clients with my knowledge to let them understand, hey, I've got you, okay? We're gonna make you look fantastic. So my girls, they have that same drive. They understand that what they can bring to that 30 minutes can literally just make somebody's entire month. I say even years sometimes. It just gives them so much confidence, and them having the confidence in themselves, their education, their ability, it read all over them. And to me, I can teach you how to do anything, but I can't teach you how to love yourself the way that you need to. And like finding people that, sure, we all have room to grow and we all have places that we want to learn from, but being in a team environment where I can come to you and say, hey girl, today's not my day. I don't know if I could feel the energy that I need for these clients. Do you mind if you take my last 2 clients? I'm just not feeling it. Yes, absolutely. Come talk to me. Come be a part. We're a family.
I love that. You've really truly created a unique place over there, and you feel that when you walk in.
Thank you.
And I really love that. So we're going to move on to some rapid fire questions. Tell me, what haircut that is trending that you just want to go away? What haircut is a no? It's a hard no. It doesn't look good on anybody.
Well, okay, that's a hard. This is more how I want to answer that question, because look, I'm all about people doing whatever they want with their hair. My problem is when they don't know what to do and they don't commit to it. Like, if you want to do it, let's do it. Let's go. So I think that's more of the I don't know. I can't tell you how many times a young man or even adult or even women, they sit down and go, I don't know. Come with an idea.
Come with an idea.
Anything. Let's, and of course I'm going to help you break it down, but I'd rather spend that time, giving you a fantastic shampoo.
Yeah.
So, but there's some pretty interesting cuts out, and I don't know. I kind of love it. Hair is art, like you said earlier. It is so funky and fun.
I think for
different.
me, I can't get on board with the mullet.
Oh, I love it.
It's funny. You got to have the right personality.
You got to have the right barber.
You got to have
you got to have the right barber.
Because
the disconnect, so that's a huge thing now.
Okay.
We have a modern mullet, okay? It's where it flows back into this beautiful look, and it looks fantastic on some people. I love it. It's not knowing that, we got away from, what did it say? Party, business in the front, party in the back.
Front, party in the
back. It's not quite that anymore.
So that's when we were growing up in the rat tail. That was a huge thing.
I love it, but I love a rat tail. Look, be you. But I think coming to a more educated barber that can make it yours and not like you've got in the kitchen drawer with the scissors and in the bathroom and chopped it up, will help you.
I love that. Tell us one hairstyle that you personally want, but that are scared to do. Maybe a little scared.
Oh my gosh. I would love to do a pixie. I would love it. But I'm not going to do it. Just because I have gone shorter. And see, that's the thing. Sometimes women go shorter and they love it, but they realize they miss their hair. You miss it. I love it. It's my prop.
It's your attached accessory.
It's your attachment. So it's not the cut. It's just I personally love the longer hair.
I love
that.
But
I mean, and a lot of people, they don't know if they want a pixie or not. I mean, they don't know if it's going to look good on them. And there's so many cool apps too right now that you can put a haircut on yourself.
That kind of gives you a little bit of a trial to see what it would, give you an idea. What do you wear? So part of your job, which you do have the fancy mats that you stand on, but what do you wear to be both comfortable and professional?
So it's a physical job. And I was just talking about this the other day with one of my colleagues. We are moving all day. We move all day. From the second we walk in, we're prepping the shop with hot towels, getting all of our hot lather warmed up for the whole day, putting our blades. Everybody gets a new blade. People don't know that. Isn't that interesting? So everybody gets a whole new straight razor blade. You can't share that. So we have to have enough for everybody there that day. So really prepping the store, and then we're physical all day, moving. I like to wear something that obviously I can move in, but it's a little bit classier than sports leisure. Sports leisure is super cute right now, but I am trying to present a more business professional side. So things that kind of I can wear with an apron. I love wearing an apron because girl, the hair is crazy. We get these things called hair splinters, and it's real life.
Ooh.
It's real life.
That just sounds terrible.
Girl, it's there. It's like a wood splinter, but a hair.
Ooh.
And so you're clipper cutting constantly. So you want to wear something that's gonna obviously work with your day-to-day, routine. But at the same time, kind of be a little classy. So I actually got these here. I love your earrings.
Cornerstone earrings.
I love your earrings. So jewelry, anything that's going to kind of bring up, and at the same time, you're in the beauty industry, so you kind of want stuff that's going to emphasize your features, your hair, your bangs, that kind of stuff.
Being put together, but being able to blend it with function.
Yeah.
Because like you said, if you've got 3 straight razor shaves that day, you've got to go prep for 3 different people.
Right.
You've got to do the hot towels. You've got to get your shop in order before it ever even opens at 10 a.m.
Right.
So, and then throughout the day, it's physical labor. It's standing, it's reaching, it's so your hands.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I really love that. This is so good. I feel like we could just talk forever. So tell us where we can find you. How do people book an appointment with you?
So I'm downtown Biloxi. I am at 158 GE Gore Street, Biloxi. We are appointment-based, which I really, really love, and my clients do as well. So that way, instead of going and walking in, you're sitting waiting for an hour, you show up, you're getting your time, and you can continue your day. So if you will give us a call at 228-697-3180, we'll book your appointment. We keep a client profile for you, so we will keep your information, your barber, our notes. We keep all that in your system.
I love that. And something that I tell my clients, we have a lot of people that come that are regular guests in our city. They come back every month, every few months. And so something that I've started doing is telling them, you know, hey, we have this, I call it the fancy barbershop next door. And so what I've had them start doing is booking their husband's shave.
I love
they're like,
it.
oh, he's got someone that already takes care of his hair. That's fine.
Yeah.
Book the shave.
Do the
It's
shave.
45 minutes of pure manly pampering, and then come see me.
Yeah.
And so it really works out well, and then they leave and go enjoy one of our fabulous restaurants or one of our shopping district here. So I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for your time, for sharing your knowledge. It's so inspiring when I meet someone and I'm able to talk to them about how they recognize certain opportunities in their life and how they went for them.
Absolutely.
And so that's what this series is all about, the women in business and how we got where we got. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Barber Lauren, and master cosmetologist, voice coach, singer, all of the things, and I am lucky to call her a friend. Oh, and let's not forget, so how we met was actually through my husband. And he said, oh, Rachel, I've met this girl. She's just like you. You're going to love her. I can't wait. And I had just had a baby, so I was like, okay, I'm going to meet her. And I was like, he's not wrong about a lot of things. Don't tell him I said that. He's not wrong. And he was not wrong about Lauren.
Aww.
He knew it, he saw it, and he doesn't like very many people. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing our knowledge. I feel encouraged, and I hope that you guys do too.
Yes.
Thank you, Lauren.